So I'm just going to give everyone a chance to tune in. Hey, um, I'll give everyone some time. This isn't going to take long. It's just going to be a few minutes, but I just wanted to do like a basic, just a cleanse, just a little let go, and then, allow some room for recharging, Um, I'm calling down the energy of the sun today, so I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good, pretty confident about the future and about anything we're trying to build this year, anything we're trying to manifest that's coming up. We're going to very calmly make that happen. Everything is going to be good. Everything that is meant for you is going to happen for you in its own good time. So we're not going to rush today. We're not going to stress anything. Take your time. If you have to leave the video or whatever, or leave and come back, it's fine. I think it records anyway, so as far as I know, it'll be here, for you to watch later. If not, I could always make another video. This is my first time doing Facebook Live, so I'm not totally familiar with how this works from this end, but we'll figure it out. But I'll just give everyone a few minutes to catch up, so we're just going to hang out for a little bit. What I want you to think about today, I'm just going to like say things as they come to me. What I want you to think about today is letting go of all the old stories you've been telling yourself and about your life that have not been helping you. Old things that you tell yourself about, like the old rigmarole that just isn't making you feel good. Old stories about bad things you've been through, or mistakes you made, or things that went wrong. Those things, we can work individually if you want to. I'd love to help you out with that. We can clear that up. There is a better way to look at that. But I'd have to be one-on-one with you to help you, and narrow it down, but it can be done. But today I want to focus on changing your story, because that has done miracles for me, changing, what I tell myself about my past, and just things I've been through, things that didn't work out like I thought they would, things that went wrong that I let happen to me because I didn't have enough self-love, enough self-respect to have boundaries, and everything else. So let's let go of that today. Let's let go of whatever old nonsense spiel we keep giving ourselves. Let's let that go. We can't have anything new come into our lives if we're still telling ourselves the same old story. That's no good. That's no good. Who wants to wallow in that? Your life is worth so much more, and you're not going to be able to experience the beauty that is set out for you if you don't just let go of some of that old stuff. And I know it's hard, because if you're like me, like the way I was, and you're just addicted to your pain, and you identify with it, because you think that's all that you are, and that's not true. You're more than that. But this world is not friendly, and it's not, doesn't have a lot of room for the kind of personal growth and the kind of self-love people need. So it's so hard to do that, and it's easy to feel trapped, but we can get past that. We just have to work together and stick together and help each other, and it can be done. We can do it. So don't ever give up. But like I say, today we're going to focus on letting go of the old stuff you've been telling yourself that clearly isn't helping you out. There's no reason to block yourself from something good you could have just because you've been saying, oh, well, I can't do this. I'm this way because of this experience, or I can't do that because 10 years ago so-and-so said this to me, or whatever. Let's drop that. Let's drop that, because that's not fair to you. That's not fair to yourself. To just give that same old story, that same old tired story. And you're tired of hearing it. I was tired of hearing all my old stories, and then just like piece by piece, I've just been shedding it off, like picking off bark, it just has to go. you deserve so much better. You're so pure, and you could be on such a higher vibration, but you've got to let yourself get there. You've got to love yourself enough to get there, and see that, you are whatever you see yourself as, and you are whatever you tell yourself you are. And your life is worth more, but you got to start telling yourself that. It's just a matter of willpower, I guess, in a way, because you have to take control. Sometimes there's not like some sage advice phrase, for every single thing. I guess that maybe there could be, but for me, sometimes there's not. Sometimes I just have to like make myself do stuff if I want to get better. It's not always going to be, some gentle Chinese master, phrase that helps me get through it. That would be cool to have that for everything, but since I can't do that, sometimes I just have to sit myself down and be real with myself and say, okay, do I want better or not? And the answer is yes or no. And then I ask myself, what have I been doing that's hurting me or holding me back? Okay, this. And I know that I'll be aware of my BS habits that hurt me. And like, you can see when you're doing it to yourself, because it doesn't feel good when you tell yourself something, or you do something to yourself and you're like, this isn't good. I shouldn't be doing this, or this, I'm miserable when I do this. But it's just a matter of willpower sometimes. You just have to make yourself change the habit. You just have to force yourself to do it sometimes. That's all there is to it. Sometimes you just have to bear down and say, damn it, I want better. And just make yourself do it. And I've had to do that many, many times because I've had so much work to do on myself. So I know it's hard, but you have to develop the habit. You got to change the habit and then develop it and make it a habit, make it a routine. You got to start somewhere. So don't be afraid to change what you're doing if you want better. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of what could happen. And don't be afraid of success or happiness either, because I've been afraid of that too over the years. Oh, what if this actually works out and I'm happy? Oh, boo-hoo. Wouldn't that be a shame? You gotta get over yourself a little bit and just shed that weight and let it happen. Just sit back and let it happen. So, like I say, today I want to concentrate on letting go of the old stories. Just let it fall away like water, just rushing off of you, And if you want to use a visualization for this, you can. Whatever works for you. If you want to imagine sitting outside in the sunlight, or you're under a waterfall, or you're in the woods in the moonlight, whatever you want to do in your head, that's fine. Whatever helps you to feel calm and to feel like you can let go. And while we're doing this, I want you to just take some deep breaths and notice all the parts in your body that are tight, and just drop it. Drop your weight, drop the tension, your shoulders, your jaw, your hips, your legs. If you're sitting cross-legged, drop your knees. If you're going to slouch like this, do it. At least you're not tense. So, I don't have a lot of rules for this. I mean, you do what you want, but I want to help you relax so that you can, if you relax your body, you can relax your mind a bit, because they are connected. And one can usually follow the other if you take it far enough. So, relax your body, relax all the parts that are holding tension, and just breathe. Breathe deeper than you normally do. Some people get a little bit lightheaded when they breathe deep for a while. You're getting an overload of oxygen because you're not used to getting that much if you do a lot of deep breathing, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of times if you keep doing it, it'll just go away, because your body will acclimate to it after a little bit. But if you're worried about getting dizzy or anything, then you don't have to. If you just want to breathe normally, you can. It's not really, it's just whatever you want to do. So what I'm going to do is a Reiki session where I call down the divine light for us, and it's going to work through me to come to you. And we can do this distance-wise as well. If you're open to it, and if you're open to me helping you, it will work. You just have to let me love you. But we can do this. Just relax. Let it happen. Let me come to you. Okay? I'm going to do my thing. And I'm going to draw some symbols in the air as I'm going. I'm not going to talk. I've got a little bit of music in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but I have it playing. Just to kind of relax us a bit. But I'm not going to talk or say anything because I'll be concentrating. So if you type, I probably won't notice it because I'm not going to be reading. But we're going to concentrate on the cleansing and letting go of the old ideas and the old nonsense that isn't helping you, because it's time to let that go. You can't move forward if you're carrying all this old stuff. You deserve better. You deserve better. And I just want you to have it so you can move on and be what you're meant to be. What else is life about? So we're going to drop some old stuff today. And I want you to think about the one thing that you tell yourself, the biggest thing that you've been telling yourself that is hurting you and holding you back. I want you to hold it in your mind for a second. And then I want you to just let it go. I want you to just release it. Release it any way you want. Or if you want, there are some meditations where you can imagine a boulder in front of you and you just go like that and you swipe it out of the way. You can imagine it exploding and falling to dust. You can imagine it going farther and farther away until it disappears. You can imagine the sunlight shines on it and it just melts away into nothing. However you want to make it go away in your mind, do that. I'm very open-minded. Whatever method works for you is great. So, whatever that thought is you've been telling yourself that it's hurting you, it's time to let it go now. I'm not usually bossy, but I'm telling you, let it go now. I'm going to tell you what to do today. A little bit. So, mine has always been that I'm afraid of success because I was always under the impression that I didn't deserve it. So lately I've been working on telling myself that I do deserve good things and I do deserve success. And boy, is it... as soon as you start to really genuinely help yourself, the things start happening that you wouldn't even imagine. And that's the best way I can put it. You'll be blown away by how easily and smoothly things start to work for you when you just let go of the negativity. And I want, if I can do it, I want everybody else to learn how to do this. It's not like I'm manifesting millions of dollars and mansions and stuff like that. I don't care about those kind of things. So, I may not end up with that, and that's fine. But I just want inner peace. We've all had a lot of turmoil, and we've all had something go wrong, and I just want to help people have inner peace. Because if you're peaceful on the inside, the outside won't matter, because you'll always be able to adjust, because you'll have the right mindset. And that is going to get you through everything, no matter what it is. Because you'll see some people in life that have had horrible lives, and they've been through so many awful things, and they're just la-di-da, they're just happy-go-lucky and they're fine. And you're just how are you not crazy? You have so many awful stories about your youth. How are you not the most miserable person ever? And I'm telling you, it's mind over matter. That's not a joke. That is a real thing. The way you look at it is everything. So I want y'all to be able to do that. I'm no expert. I'm not perfect at that, but I've been getting really good at it, and I just want other people to be able to do this. So that hurtful story or that hurtful thought you've been telling yourself is gone today. It's going bye-bye. Let's let that go. Swat it right out of the way. Just psh. And I'll do that too. Sometimes in meditation, with my eyes closed, I have some intrusive thought pop up. I just do like that. So, whatever helps you get through it. So, We're going to shed that bad thought and that old story. We're going to let it go. Just let it fall away. And go ahead and breathe. And you can breathe normally if you want. You don't have to do the deep breaths. It's up to you. And what I want you to do is open up to me, open up your heart to me, and be vulnerable to me, because I'm here to love you and help you. But for me to really be able to make an impact, you have to be open to me and you have to let me do it. So as you're sitting there breathing, just open up your chest to me, open your heart to me, and take note of what you see on the inside of yourself when you do that. And if you want to tell me about that later, you can too. If you want to hold that thought and tell me later. So, open your heart to me. Stop resisting me. It's okay to get help. Okay? It's okay to get help. There are places and things and experiences I would have never had or never been able to get to had I not opened up and let somebody just help me. And yeah, there are times when you do that and people take advantage of you. But you know what? When somebody does that, and the Lord knows they've done it to me, and I used to get furious when people would take advantage of me. Absolutely furious, because I identified so much with that, with my vulnerability, you know, to the point where when somebody stepped on it, I just went through the roof. And looking back, I wasted so much energy being angry about stuff like that when I didn't have to, because my opening up like that, I mean, yeah, it's a good thing, but just because you open up to somebody and they take advantage of you or they screw it up or whatever, that does not mean that your life has just come to an end. You know, don't let yourself think that way, because that's when you start getting angry, because you think, okay, you know, everything's not going to work out because this person, you know, didn't show up like they were supposed to, or whatever it is. It's not that way. Somebody falls through, somebody fumbles and can't do what they said they were going to do, or whatever. You know what? That's whatever. Move on. I know that's hard. It's so hard to do, and it just takes a lot of training. And we'll get into that later. I've got a couple of videos on that on my channel I can show you later, but I can promise you right now that I'm not going to do that. I want you to get better. I want you to be able to get the things that you've got your heart set on. I want you to be able to let go of the stuff that's hurting you so that you can open up and move on to the next level in your life and get the things that you've set your sights on. You deserve good. You deserve good things. You deserve success. You deserve peace of mind. You know, you deserve whatever it is that's in your heart that you're just wishing you could have. You can have that, and you do deserve it, but you've got to start telling yourself you deserve it. You know, cut yourself a break for once. You know, you've done enough for everybody else. Do something for you. So, right now, for yourself, open up to me. And don't forget to breathe. I want you to notice again, when you open your heart to me, what you see in there, or how it feels. And if it's any different from what it was a couple minutes ago, the first time I told you to do it. You deserve happiness. You are a human being You are a soul. You do come from a divine source. And you are loved, and you are valuable, and you're precious, and you're special. And there is no reason why you shouldn't have all the things that your heart desires that make you happy. But it's time to let go of the old story you've been telling yourself that's not helping you. And it's time to start telling yourself something different. I can boss you around and instruct you on that all day long, but it's not going to matter if you don't start doing it. So after you've let go of the old story, I want you to keep breathing, and I want you to think about the new story. And what's the new story you want to start telling yourself? And it can be anything. You know, if it's a fear that you have that you're getting over. I used to be afraid of whatever it is, but now I'm not. Or if you want to take baby steps, I used to be afraid of whatever it is, but I'm getting past it. And baby steps are okay. If you got to do it that way, you got to do it that way. Or I used to have this bad habit, but now I don't. And since your words create your reality, every time you say that to yourself, especially when you say it out loud, the vibration in your words and in your voice is just reverberating in the universe, just like a sound chamber, like a studio. And it hears it. The universe hears it. So it's going to bounce it right on back to you. That's all you have to do is send it out there and let it bounce around and come back. It's that simple. And the reason we don't know this kind of stuff is because, and I could go into detail, but I'm not going to go off on that tangent today, but the system in place knows how powerful we are, and they don't want us to have that kind of power over ourselves and over our reality, because if we knew what we could do, none of this stuff would be around. None of it. More on that later. But when I say that the things you say go out there and swim around and come back, that's exactly what it is. So if you want to be in a sound chamber, just make sure it's something you want to hear all the time, and it's going to be your new story. You're going to do it today. Like I say, I'm not really the bossy type, but I'm going to do it right now. You start telling yourself a better story. whatever that needs to be. Or if you need to change your priorities, you could say, I used to have, I used to not be good at managing my schedule, but now I am. And since you've let go of your old story and your mind is more calm right now, especially as calm as you'll be after this, you'll be able to relax and breathe and think about what you want, and very calmly and quietly and with love and respect for yourself, start building the life you want. You got to make a better schedule for yourself. Sit down and write it down if you want. A lot of things happen when you write it down because it's a physical list that you can sit down and look at. Some people have a vision board on the wall. You want to do that? Do that. Anything to help you get what you want. And we're just going to think about our new story and where we'd like to be in our life and the things we'd like to have. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say what you want. Don't be afraid to tell yourself what you want. There's no use in being afraid of success, because that's been my problem. That was me. I was afraid to actually have something good, and I blocked myself from that for so long. It's just really ridiculous because I was like telling myself, "Oh, I don't deserve that." You know, that's stupid. No one should be telling themselves that. So I want y'all to drop that. You do deserve it. And if you want, you can say out loud and tell me exactly what you want in your life. And it doesn't matter if it seems like it's going to be hard to get there. It doesn't matter if it seems like it's going to be far away, or, you know, how am I going to do this? How am I going to find the time? How am I going to find the money? How am I going to find somebody to help me do that? Don't worry about all that right now. Don't worry about it. If you want it bad enough, and if you focus on it bad enough, and if you open yourself up to the love and the purity and the kindness that is available to you, you won't have to worry about how to get it. The how part, that's not important. It won't matter because it's going to come in a way you're not going to expect anyway, so you may as well let that part go. But just be open to whatever's available to you and whatever blessings are out there that want to come to you, because it wants to come to you, but you've got to let down your guard. You've got to start telling yourself, look, you know, I deserve good things. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Network, but remember that part where the guys hang out the window and he says, I'm a human being and my life has meaning? And he's like screaming out the window. That's what I want you to feel right now. Because it's true. That's a good movie, by the way. Just wherever you want to be, whatever you want your life to be. You want a big house. You want your children to go to college. You want your debts paid. You know, you want your health to get better. You want to go back to school. Whatever it is, you can have that. You can have that, and it could be waiting on you if you would just open up to it and just relax and stop trying to control everything. Everybody's so worried about control. Everybody's so afraid that, you know, if they don't control it, it's not going to work out right. And that's been my problem too. You know, like if I don't make sure I'm doing certain things all the time, that I'm not going to achieve, you know, and that's not how it works. I held myself back for years with that. Oh, I better make sure this, I better make sure. Stop. You don't have to make sure. Just let down that guard, let down that wall. As soon as you let the wall down, everything comes to you. And even if some misfortune befalls you, it's not going to ruin your life. It's not going to end your life. You know, if anything, it'll just be there to show you something, not to derail you or destroy you. That's not what it's about. You know, the universe and your ancestors and your spirit guides and your angels and whoever else is out there with you is not here to just watch your downfall. They're not allowed to push you around and force you to do stuff, but they're not here to see you go down. But just like me, they want to help you, but you've got to open up and let them. You've got to. Because they can't do it otherwise. You've got to let yourself love yourself enough to let them help. We can go into more detail about that later. So, keep breathing. And you can think about that goal you have that you want to start working towards, that you want to see yourself having because you deserve it. Or if you want, you can envision yourself, like your spirit, just having a cleanse from the inside out, because that's what I'm going to be doing. Just cleanse. You want to do the white light thing and just have it like a little golf ball and it just glows and glows and glows and goes. You want to do that? That's fine too. Whatever's getting you in the zone is good. I can see y'all's names, so I'm going to visualize you now, okay? Okay, so I'm pretty much done with everything I wanted to do. I hope that was helpful. I hope y'all were open enough to receive that today. Um, I really enjoyed that. It made me feel good. It helped me. Um, as a wise woman once told me, um, the healing in you is the healing in me. And that really meant a lot to me. So I remembered that. I thought that really rang true to me when I heard that. So if you just want to sit there and breathe for a little bit, that's fine. But basically, I cleared out your blockages and things that you've been holding on to that are not helping you anymore. And I just watched it kind of like blast away. And then y'all just turned into these beautiful like beings of light, that just kind of like took off, in the outer space and everything. It was really cool. That was how I visualized it. I thought it was good. I enjoyed that. It felt good. Felt good to see y'all's vibrations go up like that. That's what I wanted. So I want the rest of the day to go very smoothly for you. I want you to be kind to yourself today, and remember that it's okay to stay calm in stressful situations. Just remember that your inner peace is going to dictate how well you do. Okay, you don't have to control the outside, you've got to control the inside. Everything that is meant for you is set up for you, and it's there, it's waiting for you. So there's no reason to worry about being in a hurry or trying to make sure something's going to work out perfectly or being in control. Don't worry about control. You don't have to be in control of everything. When you let go of control, it's when things finally are free to come to you the way they want to. Because control is ego, and ego is fear. And you don't need to be trying to do all that stuff through fear and worrying about whether or not it's going to work. Don't worry about that. You are a good person. You're a divine light. You're here to serve a purpose and to be somebody's guiding light, whether you know it or not. And everything that is meant for you is going to happen for you. But you've got to be open to the blessings as well as the lessons, and it will even out. It will. But you've got to let down your guard. You've got to. Let it down. If nothing else, if you can't let it down with anything else today, at least let it down. Let your guard down with what we did today and with me. And I sent you some very beautiful, calming, soothing, nurturing, divine light. And I'm very happy with that. I'm very pleased with it. And I'm feeling good for y'all today. I'm feeling real good for all of you. So I hope that was helpful. And I hope that you got some calmness from that. Because I don't want you to worry. You shouldn't have to do that. You deserve peace. And I just want you to have that, at least for today. Take it one day at a time, Because really the only thing you can control is your reaction and how you handle it. And the rest is just, it's going to happen the way it's going to happen. So I want you to walk around today, do the things you're going to do today, and remember that you are filled with a blinding divine light from the source that loves you dearly and wants the best for you and wants you to see, most of all, wants for you to see what you truly are. But you gotta let go. You gotta let go of that other stuff. So we'll focus on that today. Letting go and just letting yourself be what you really are. And if it takes a long time, that's okay. It's not going to happen overnight. Because there's a lot to learn about being an extension of the divine. You know, you can't learn that overnight. That takes a while, so be easy on yourself. But just remember that you are special, and that not to be afraid to let go of control. Don't be afraid of that. And remember to breathe today. Take some deep breaths. When you start feeling overwhelmed, just remember that your power is in your reaction. Your power is in your reaction. Always. Always. You can freak out, or you can keep your power and keep your light and just say, oh, wait a minute. What's the best way to go about this? You know, don't, because when you freak out like that and you have a bad reaction, you're just dispelling your power and your energy in all kinds of crazy directions. You know, that's not going to help you. We got to build you up here so you can do the things you need to do in your life and accept all the good things coming your way. And you got to hold on to your power for that, and hold on to your light, and not let it dim out by spreading yourself out with all that negativity. You don't need that. So I've given you a lot of homework. Shed the old, let go of the old story that you've been telling yourself that's not any good. Remember to breathe. Imagine where you want to be in your life, what your goals are, and understand that you do deserve that. And tell yourself every day, all day, every day, until it finally becomes a reality, because it will as soon as you start doing it. Genuinely. You know, don't just say it, just be saying it. You got to genuinely trust that that is the reality. So just trust me, if nothing else. Trust what I'm telling you, because I'm not going to lie to you. I have no reason to. I want you to ascend and advance and be all you can be. I don't want anything holding you back. I want you to just soar. Like I saw you in my mind, like y'all just lit up and just went, phew, you know, like it was cool. So that's what I want for you. I won't keep you any longer. We've been sitting here a while, so I'm going to leave it at that. But I hope that this helped you, and we can do it again. You know, I'll see if it's popular. You know, I'll set up another event like this, and we can do this again, and you know, just see where it takes us. So breathe. Remind yourself you do deserve good, and be open to it. Let down your guard and let it happen, and don't be afraid of not having control. You're not here for that. The stuff that you want and the things you want in your life are waiting for you, but they can't get to you if you're worried about controlling it. So I'm going to leave it at that. I thank y'all for tuning in with me and participating. That makes me feel good that, you know, I was important enough for you to come sit with me for a little bit live and do that with me. That was cool. That was cool of you to do that and give me a chance to connect with you like that. So I thank you for that. And just keep your power, and love yourself, and breathe, and let go. Let go. Okay. So thank you.